Let me share a fact that might shock you. Most people who start learning to code eventually quit. Not because coding is impossible, but because they don't have the right approach to coding. I've been there, staring at a wall of red error messages at 2 a.m, thinking maybe I'm just not smart enough. Or could it be because I'm poor in mathematics? Nah, you don't need to be a genius to master coding. You need the right habits. And today I'll be sharing 5 steps that completely changed how I learned to code. Steps that anyone can apply, whether you're 15, you're 25, or even if you are 55 years old. And stick with me till the end of the video because I will share how to avoid the one mistake that keeps beginners stuck for years. Let's start with consistency. Imagine going to the gym once for 10 hours straight. You'd be exhausted, but you wouldn't get abs, right? Coding works the same way. On each weekend coding binge wouldn't make you a developer, but 30 minutes every single day, that compounds. When I started out, I thought I needed marathon sessions. I was wrong. What worked was doing a little bit daily, even when I didn't feel like it. Over time, those small chunks stacked up. Here is my major challenge I want to give to you starting today. Commit to just 40 minutes of coding per day. Consistency beats intensity every time. The next on my list is goal setting. Saying I want to be a programmer is way too vague. That's like saying I want to be fit without deciding if you are training for marathon or you are just trying to do 20 push-ups. Instead, set specific trackable goals. This week, I'll complete 5 Python exercises. This month, I'll be building a calculator app. In 3 months, I'll publish my first personal website. Specific goals give you direction. And here's the best part of this video. Every time you hit one, you get that dopamine hit. That feeling of, yes, I did it. That motivation snowballs. Motivation is unreliable. Some days you feel like coding, some days you wouldn't. That's why you need routine. Think of it like brushing your teeth. You don't ask yourself, am I motivated to brush today? You just do it. Take for instance, for me, I built a ritual. I sit down every morning, open my laptop, and I set a timer to code every morning after devotion. That was my non-negotiable. One trick that helped me is the Pomodoro technique. You code for 25 minutes. Then take 5 minutes break. Repeat that a few times and you'll be amazed at how much you get done without burning out. So pick a time of the day that works for you and protect it. Morning, evening, lunch break. What matters is that it becomes a habit. What I'll be sharing now is where most beginners get stuck. They get stuck watching tutorials, follow along line by line, but at the end, you don't really know how to build anything yourself. Now, let me give you the fix. Projects. When I built my first real project, a meme generator app, I struggled like crazy. I googled every 5 minutes, I broke things, I fixed them. But when it worked, that was the moment I realized, wow, I can actually do this. So start small. Build that small calculator yourself without watching any video or any tutorial. Build that personal blog. Build that weather app. Each project teach you problem solving, debugging, and creativity in a way tutorials never can. And here is the secret. Employers care way more about your projects than about whether you finished or doing hours of tutorials. Nobody really cares about your tutorials. We want to see your projects. When I interview people for jobs, I want to see their projects. I want them to come in, show me how they achieved, show me how they resolved an issue, show me how you arrived at this line of code. I want to see your project. So we don't really care much about what you watched, but what you built. And that's why learning to code alone is tough. You hit a bug, you feel stuck, and it's easy to give up. That's why community matters. When I started out learning to code, it was hard. A year alone learning to code until I had a community of developers I threw my questions to. When I joined my first coding group on Discord, everything changed. Suddenly, I wasn't alone. I had people to ask when I got stuck. I had friends to share resources with. I had accountability. So guys, find your tribe, join a Discord server, contribute to GitHub, surround yourselves with people on the same journey. Because here is the truth, the people you meet in these communities, they might be the ones you eventually co-found a company with, or maybe a startup, or land your first dev job. Networking brings motivation, accountability, and friendships. So let's do a quick recap of the 5 steps I listed. Be consistent, set specific goals, stick to a routine, build real projects, and find your tribe. So guys, just avoid that trap of tutorial hell. Watching tutorials like zombie. Start building, failing and learning. Do them. That's how you grow. If you are serious about coding, start with one of these steps today. Don't wait for the perfect moment. It doesn't exist.